Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse, and today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. This Bratz Boy is a very special Bratz Boy, not just to me, but actually to the entire Bratz line collection right about now, and actually last year, because Bratz has been trying to come back and has been doing a little bit of work here and there trying to get their Bratz line back on top like they used to be. It has rather been a little bit unsuccessful. Not really because there's any problem with the line of dolls in particular. There's been a little bit more of a, moving on kind of like from everybody else. And so the Bratz line isn't really as big as it used to be. So I believe a year ago, and I'm not really sure about this, there was a tiny little comeback of the Bratz line back to its original roots. I'm not really sure about the Bratz girls because, like I said, I am not an enthusiast for the Bratz girls, but I am for the Bratz guys, for the Bratz boys. Sorry. And so last year, I was actually very surprised to find out that there was a little tiny mega comeback for the Bratz line, and MGA was able to bring back one of its original Bratz Boys from the first edition of the Bratz line back in 2002. I initially assumed that because it was called the 20th anniversary or 20 years, spelled Y-E-A-R-Z, of Bratz, or of the Bratz, it meant that the first edition Bratz Boys were from 2001. What I found out online was that the first edition Bratz Boys were from 2002, or the line debuted in 2002. I was going crazy trying to find the 2001 Bratz Boy first edition, and I was really not ever successful. However, the Bratz Boy for today is a Bratz Boy that went back on shelves last year for the year 2021. And that Bratz Boy was from the collection called last year 20th anniversary or 20 years of Bratz, spelled Y-E-A-R-Z. And I was able to actually by some luck, somehow I was able to bump into those 20th anniversary, 20 years of Bratz Boy Cameron dolls last year at one of our local stores. I'm not going to name names, so don't think I'm going to say the name of the store. I do have to admit, I went to the first store that I kind of always go to when it comes to Bratz, and when I hear any rumor, that store was not really, for some reason I didn't find anything there. But there was another store, another department store I was able to find them at. I was able to purchase, I believe I have a video of them already on my channel. I was able to purchase 5 of them. And they were a replica of the first edition 2002 Cameron. Now, this is the Bratz Boy for today. And you're going to find that he is very identical rather to last year's 2021 20th anniversary or 20 years of Bratz, the Bratz Boy Cameron dolls. I believe that pretty much everything about the doll and its accessories is identical with the exception of the box. The box has a few cosmetic differences, going from stickers, the Bratz logo, not completely different, but just a little bit altered. And of course, the background cardboard piece is also very different in the 20th anniversary or 20 years of Bratz box for the Bratz Boy Cameron. Everything else is exactly the same because we're looking at the same Bratz Boy with the same clothing that he wore back in 2002, first edition when he first debuted. And of course, the accessories, the same as well. So there's basically nothing different from the 2021 20th anniversary, 20 years of Bratz Boy Cameron, to this 2002 first edition Bratz Boy Cameron. And I believe I made a video yesterday of the first edition 2002 Bratz Boy Dylan. And I believe I have two of those. I actually was able to get my hands on two. But this is the exact replica of my 20th anniversary, 20 years, spelled Y-E-A-R-Z, Bratz line Bratz Boy Cameron. And I was so excited because I was on the verge of getting my hands on one of these through my auction website that I'm frequenting right now. So I had saved a couple under my watched items to see if I could get my hands on one of them eventually next month or the month after that, so I could make a video about them. Fortunately, like I've been saying this, I think I said this in my video yesterday, and maybe a couple of other videos before, I have a really incredible friend who happens to be a collector, and they are from the other website, my seller's website I frequented back in the day when I started purchasing my collector's Bratz Boyz dolls. Not back in the day, but more like, a few weeks ago, this year, when I started purchasing every Bratz Boy doll there ever existed. So this seller, and I believe I mentioned this on on yesterday's video, they contact me through email every so often whenever they bump into Bratz Boys in their own collection. This collector collects mainly Bratz girls. They only collect the Bratz girls, and somebody gave up their collection to them, which was mostly consistent of the Bratz girls. And this collector said that they have Bratz Boys in the mixture, meaning they have a bunch of Bratz girls dolls, but they also have a few Bratz Boys dolls in the collection. And this person often, according to what they told me, they have two homes, and they have to go back and forth for different reasons. And this person checks this collection to look for Bratz Boys, to see if they can get more on sale, and they can put them on their page for sale, because this person sells Bratz girls on their page in this seller's website. And so they have my email, and they often email me and let me know about a new Bratz Boy they found in their collection that they want to sell me. And so, Cameron, first edition 2002, was one of those Bratz Boys I purchased, along with first edition 2002 Dylan that I uploaded into the video yesterday. And I was very excited because I never could get my hands on either one of them. But this one was very special to me because I wanted to own a first edition 2002 Cameron. One of the very first, very sort of like very main Bratz Boys from the Bratz line from back in the day. And like I explained earlier in this video, I didn't really know that this was not a 2001. This didn't debut in 2001, but according to my fandom page for them online, I'm looking at here, it's being noted that it was 2002. So technically, this is the year for him. And I do have to admit, he looks identical to the 20th anniversary or 20 years of Bratz. Years spelled Y-E-A-R-Z, as in zebra. Other than the box, which has a few little differences, cosmetic differences, everything else is the same. The box is in mint condition. The only problems that this seller told me about before they actually posted this for sale, along with the other two, I bought 3 different Bratz Boys, was that this one and Dylan, first edition 2002, had the box. And I think I mentioned this on my video yesterday about Dylan. These two Bratz boys, Dylan and Cameron, had their little box opened from the sides. I believe one side, I can't remember which one, right or left. And but everything was intact. Everything was perfect. Nothing had fallen out. So everything was in there, and they were going to just wrap it up in bubble wrap really tight and make sure both were wrapped up really tight, really comfortable, and placed in a box that was going to be delivered to me. I mean, this collector is amazing. They really take great care of their Bratz boys, more so than I could ever dream of, ever taking care of mine. So when it got delivered and I received these, I did find that the boxes were opened. All I had to do was retape them, and of course I told the seller, you know, just I'm gonna buy them, just send them over, and I'm going to retape them, and that'll be pretty much all I have to do. That's pretty much everything, because other than that, the box is incredibly mint. As you can see, it's really shiny, it's really glossy, it looks like store-bought, it's amazing. I believe the only two problems that I noticed was, first, that of course it was opened. I think it was either here or here, and it's looking more like here. But I put tape all over just in case the other dots gave up too. So I made sure to put tape all over, clear tape that doesn't look too invasive and hideous and gross and disgusting. So I was and that's one problem. And then of course, because it had been opened, not tampered with but opened, sometimes when that happens, you get the cardboard, which is the little background to the Bratz boy in the box. In this case, that blue thing that's behind him holding everything in place. And I have that happening to a couple of my earlier, brand new, back in the day, 2005 Bratz boys that I purchased at our local Toys R Us, where the cardboard becomes loose as well, and then it just goes forward. It tilts. And when it tilts, you know, the doll kind of hits the plastic like this one's hitting it right now. There's nothing much you can do other than kind of tighten it with tape if you get the chance when it's opened before you close it and seal it. I really didn't want to do that because I didn't want to cause more damage, and I really don't want to touch anything that's inside. I just really don't want to touch anything that's inside. I just wanted to tape it up, close it, make sure that it didn't open and everything was inside and everything was fine and I was good. But you can see there is like a very large space between the cardboard and the plastic box, which is not normal. This should be here. It should be right here at the edge, just right there next to overlooking the plastic edge and itself, and it shouldn't be loose like that. Which doesn't really matter because I told the seller I didn't care anyway. And the photos were there. I was actually able to see everything, so I could tell what was happening with the box. But I really didn't care because for the price, actually this was going for a little bit more money in my auction website that I'm frequenting now for my collectibles, dolls, Bratz boys. So I was able to save a little bit more money. I'm thinking this was actually closer to the price of my 20th anniversary, 20 years of Bratz, Cameron from last year, 2021. Very close to it. If it was not for the delivery charge and the taxes, it would have been very close to that charge. But, so other than that, this was just spectacular. Like I said, the box is incredible. I'm going to do the tilt. So, oh yeah, and of course, the comb is floating about all over the place. You're going to see it here when I show you at the edge. So yeah, that's another problem, which I'm getting bored of talking about because it's all over. It happens to all of them. It's really not that important anymore, at least not to me. Mostly because it's happening to all of mine. It's happening to all the ones I've ordered. It's happening and just happening nonstop, and there's nothing I can do. You can probably tape it or tighten it up or something, but like I said, I really don't care of going in the box, so I'm just letting it do whatever it wants. But so this is the top of the first edition 2002 Cameron. Supposedly, according to what I'm reading on my fandom page, is one of the two first Bratz Boys that debuted back in 2002, right after the Bratz Girls. You can tell the style is very late 90s, early 2000s for the clothing and the trend and fashion for him. So he is very cool, very amazing. I just really, really love this Bratz Boy. And God, I hope it doesn't fall. But so this is the first. This is the first Cameron, along with yesterday's video of the first Dylan. And I cannot believe I'm able to be holding him right now. I'm very excited. I'm very thrilled. And I just cannot believe I was able to order him before I even made the move on my auction website that I'm frequenting now for my Bratz Boys collector's dolls. I was about to make the move next month or the month after that, because I was really excited to have one of these. And to be able to upload a video about him and talk about how he's the first Cameron. And of course, he's an identical carbon copy of the 20th anniversary, or 20 years of Bratz, from 2021, from last year. And I was just going to pull the trigger. I was going to go right ahead and buy him. Like I said, the prices were a little bit higher in that auction website, but I didn't really care because they were not astronomically high, as opposed to what you normally would get. And I thought, well, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to buy him, and I'm going to not care. And just go ahead and see what happens with how expensive he's going to get with shipping and taxes. But I didn't really have to do that. With this seller and in my old seller's website, he was a bundle of 3. I believe one of them was the 2003 New Cool Kobe, which is one of the original ones I own, and of course the 2002 first edition 2002 Dylan, which I showed and uploaded a video of yesterday. So I'm really, really, really happy. And just to give a shout out to the seller of this wonderful piece, this wonderful collectible toy. You are very amazing, very awesome. I am always waiting for your emails because you're incredible, and your Bratz Boys are epic. Oh my God, your Bratz Boys! Oh dear Lord, these Bratz Boys are very well kept. These Bratz Boys put me to shame. Literally, I am the worst enthusiast there ever was, because my Bratz Boys do not look like this. I really mean it. I don't know what this seller does, this collector does, because they have the best of the best. And just so they know that I really appreciate them, they sent me an email today again with another set of 3 Bratz Boys, which of course I asked them politely to post them on their page of the seller's website so I could purchase them as well. Right about now I'm going over budget no matter what I do, so I'm going to keep buying these because I'm addicted, especially if they happen to be different or rare. And of course, a couple of the ones that they showed me today were different and rare, so of course I'm going to buy them. Yes, so I bought a few more, and I'm very, very excited. I believe they're going to be arriving next week sometime. And I'm just very thrilled, and I just want to say thank you. Not just for the way you ship them. You are an incredible collector and seller. Of course, this one arrived in the best shape ever, in the best packaging. Large, gigantic box for all 3 of them, individually wrapped with bubble wrap all around each one of them individually. And the box with fragile item stickers all over. They are amazing. I mean, these Bratz Boys are incredible. The boxes, dear Lord, I am so jealous. I wonder where this seller or collector enthusiast puts their boxes. I could just imagine what the Bratz Girls boxes look like, because this seller is incredible. This seller is amazing. And so yes, this is my, and I'm gonna cut it short now. But thank you so much. You know, you the seller who sent me this Bratz Boy for first edition 2002 Cameron. Thank you so much for what you do and for your Bratz Boys and of course your Bratz girls, whoever wants to collect those. I'm very happy with what I've purchased from your store. And so this is it. This is the 2002 first edition Cameron. This is the first Cameron of the Bratz Boys from the Bratz line. If you find out that this is not it and you have one that is from 2001, do let me know by dropping in a little comment on the video in the comment area, and I will acknowledge it, because as far as I know, this is the one. Like I was trying to say, I don't know much about the facts about these guys as much as what I have here in front of me from the fandom page. So I try my best to see what I'm saying is correct or accurate. I was looking for so long for this one and the information behind it to see if this was 2001, 2002. From what I found out, it's a 2002 first edition, and it debuted and it was released in 2002 first edition Cameron. It looks identical, of course, to the, like I said, 20th anniversary, 20 years of Bratz, spelled Y-E-A-R-Z, as in zebra. So it leads me to believe this is the first one. So that's what I'm saying here. But this is it. I'm very excited, very thrilled to be adding him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys. That'll probably keep on growing, even though I assumed it was going to stop. It's not, apparently. So I'm very excited, very thrilled for my little guy here, my 2002 first edition Cameron. And he's officially, I believe, going to be 20 years old this year. So I'm very happy and I'm very thrilled, and this is pretty much it for the video. I'm going to be uploading another video tomorrow and possibly the days to come. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you then on the next video, and I hope to see you there. And hopefully I get to introduce you to another one of my very interesting Bratz Boys then. Thank you very much for watching.